What's going on YouTube? It's your boy CoinCoverage here, bringing you a cryptocurrency video in the green. Let's get it. And guys, today's video will be about market recovery. Now, what is market recovery and how do these cycles work in the market? This is more of an educational video than more of like recent news. I guess there's some recent news within this video, but since Bitcoin obviously and all their altcoins crashed in along with the stock market, so I guess that can be applicable to both. We see the market not doing so hot, so I want to give you guys some optimism, in my opinion, on why I think the bubble has not bursted and why I think we're just going to be in a little bit of a slump for just a tiny bit longer. So we'll get to that in just a second. So first off, guys, before we get into the market recovery subject, I want to go over one thing, and that is that Bitcoin is the gold standard of cryptocurrency. I want to remind you guys of that. If Bitcoin falls, altcoins will tend to follow and fall as well. Might not be instantly, not might just like that. We might see it, over a week or a day. But Bitcoin is the gold standard. So however Bitcoin does, we see altcoins tend to follow. Just like how the U.S. dollars with gold, it's very, very similar. We have a limited resource and a bunch of other resources that are applied to the currency itself, or the limited resource such as Bitcoin. So yeah, that's just the one thing I want you guys to know before we get into the video. I'm sure you guys already know this, but that's something to keep in mind as you take away from the emotional standpoint and think about it from a logical sense. Yeah, Bitcoin is the gold standard of cryptocurrency, so obviously our altcoins will be priced relatively to Bitcoin, since they're priced under Bitcoin. Does that make sense? That point once it's or 0.00005 Bitcoin that is your coin is worth is going to be less if Bitcoin drops. So it's the basis, and I just want to remind you guys of that. Stay level-headed. So now we have a graph here, or the two charts. So we have total market cap and total market capitalization excluding Bitcoin, which basically means altcoins. Altcoins is the thing that's not Bitcoin, And we see a similar graph, like basically identical, very, very small differences. And as you can see here, obviously, Bitcoin takes about 34% of the market. So when you remove all of that Bitcoin market cap in the excluding Bitcoin chart, it's basically the same. That's because altcoins always follow Bitcoin. And I wanted to bring you guys this because Bitcoin makes up not a majority of the market at the moment, but it typically does. But right now it's about 34% of the market, and if Bitcoin goes down, altcoins will follow, and we see that as the graph is basically identical, like I said. So yeah, it looks similar. Yep, altcoins follow. So I just want to get that out there as well, that we do see altcoins follow Bitcoin. And yeah, so yep. And next up, we have the psychology, of a market cycle. So we've gone through this market cycle in Bitcoin a couple times now, and I want you guys, in altcoins, I guess, and I want you guys to go ahead and, is this not similar to this graph right here? Look at this graph right here and tell me this does not look similar to this. It's basically identical. This is kind of more of a long-term, obviously this is a lot of time right here. This is basically like a whole year worth of time, this chart right here from here to here, and it looks very identical to this. This chart, or it's more of an example, but yeah, we basically went through the exact same thing as this. I know it's not the stock market or whatever other market's talking about on Wall Street, but this is a very, very accurate thing that we're going through right now, and I want to give you guys an idea and step away from the emotional side and think it through a logical standpoint. So right now, I'm gonna tell you guys where I think we are in the current moment. You could probably already tell from just looking at the graph, but I want to go through each category. So we have disbelief. The rally will fail like the others. So we see as you can see, it continues on from here, and then disbelief is right here. Disbelief, yeah, okay, you guys already know that. And then we see hope recovery is possible, so we see the market jump back up to about the medium. Optimism, as we see the rally happen. Belief, time to get fully invested. Thrill, I will buy more on the go buy more on margin, and gotta tell everyone to buy. Euphoria, which means wow, everything's going good. Are we dreaming right now? Is the market really doing this good? And then it goes down a little bit, and people are like, they get complacent, so they think oh wow, I'm just gonna hodl, and it's gonna go up. I don't want to take profits because what if I miss out on the next bull run? We kind of get a little too over exuberant, I should say, which is a common word in the crypto space. And then we also see anxiety, and anxiety is why did it randomly go down? What? Denial, panic, capitulation. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Anger, what? Why is everyone selling? Are you guys stupid? And like I lost all my money, depression, my retirement money is lost, how I can pay for all this new stuff, I'm an idiot. So, and yeah, disbelief, and it repeats once again, back to disbelief, back to here. So what do I think of all this, guys? Where do I think we are in the current, scheme of things? I think we're right here. I think we're at anger. And the reason why I do think we're at anger is because we saw the anxiety happen, we saw the denial happen, we saw the panic, and this is where kind of I was for a little bit. I was at denial because I was like, whoa, no, chill. We're not going, that low. Bitcoin will not hit 5K, and then Bitcoin hit 5K, and I was like, what? Like, why did the government, I guess South Korea, I guess we could blame South Korea on this, allow this to happen? That's more of the stock market, since the stock market's kind of more regulated, but like I said, we kind of get confused, and we're kind of too caught up in like our emotions. We think everything's going to be go very, very well, but the truth is, a lot of us cryptocurrency investors haven't been in the stock market or haven't experienced a market at all, since we're all majority of us are pretty young. I guess you guys could say so. A lot of us haven't really been through the stock market, or some of us haven't. I don't want to say all of us, but yeah, we don't really know how the psychology works. It's good to know this kind of stuff because then you can sell up here where you're feeling good, like you're dreaming right now, you're in euphoric, and then you can buy when everyone's angry or the depression or whatever, and buy for a low cheap discount. Why would you want to buy when the market's all the way up here? It makes no sense. And that's why I will buy more in the margin. Thrill. You're getting that thrill. You're getting that excitement. You want to get in the market even more. While everyone's sad and fudding, you want to get, it's buy low, sell high. So it's simple logic. But anyways, I do think we're at anger right now. I do think we have a couple, obviously this is kind of drawn out, but the market, looks very similar to this chart. I don't know if you guys see the same thing, but I thought that was interesting. So make sure you guys, keep that in mind. Take a look at this chart and really tell yourself, like, where are we in the grand scheme of things? Are we like, are we getting close to the depression? We're going to go back to the hope. It's kind of this chart itself. You can look it up on Google. It's a very, very, realistic approach to markets. And obviously this isn't completely accurate. Not everything is going to be exactly like this. But you can kind of see the phases we went through, and it's very, very similar as you take a look at these emotions, because all these are really emotions that you feel. And it's typically good to cut out these emotions and really focus on the statistics, the charts itself, and your finances. Like, do I really need to cash out at this point? Do I need to sell right now? To make good profit? I have student loans I need to pay off. Should I just pay them off, or should I maybe pay off my car payment too? Maybe I can raise more money with the money I already have. It's just a bunch of new questions that are coming in, and I think this typically happens when you're up here, and then more like oh man, I gotta sell right now. It typically happens down here. So that's the basis of the market. I kind of want to go over that because that's really important. I do think this needs to be brought up a little bit more in the cryptocurrency space. So another thing is, guys, of course, this is a bull and bear market. One thing, four little lessons I'm going to go over that after I went over that chart, is a bull market never lasts forever. As you can see back here, we see, we saw everything, just go down just like that. And same with Bitcoin back here in the market cap. So we see that the altcoin, bull rally doesn't happen forever. We've had a couple of those, they've been nice, but we see the bull market never lasts forever. Cash out when necessary. Don't think you never have to cash out. You can always cash out. You can always be a believer in cryptocurrency and cash out. All because you cash out doesn't mean you hate crypto and you're going against the Bitcoin norm. I think people get too caught up in that as well. They think like they're going against the system or whatever. But I do think, if you need to cash out when necessary, it's definitely, doable. Who wouldn't want to get money, money you've made off, putting your money into something you truly believe in? It's good to cash out when necessary. Obviously, I believe in long-term investing, but I understand. I don't really care if someone cashes out. It's their money. You could decide to do what to do with it. Yeah, so it's too good to be true. Yes, typically it is. We saw that from BitConnect. And we saw that from the recent market as well. We saw that, the prices were clearly overpriced. And we'll get to that in just a second. But there will always be people selling. There's never everyone not just buying. There will always be people selling more than people are buying. So that could happen. And also, a bear market typically doesn't last forever either, as long as there's new innovative technology put into the market. So that's another plus I wanted to add in there, just so we're not too negative on bringing the bulls down and raising the bears. I'm just saying, be realistic in this market. Okay, guys. So another thing is, I don't know why I have sad face there. Oh yeah, now I do. So we see all these articles here, South Korean involving their governments into cryptocurrency, and basically banning it. You know, bubble bursting. People keep saying it's a Ponzi scheme. Here are the signs of Bitcoin bubble. Yeah, bubble bursting continues to say. There's been a lot of headlines recently in the media that says, you know, the Bitcoin bubble is bursting. What are we gonna do? But in reality, you know, it did hurt Bitcoin. But in the long run, there's always going to be news articles like these guys. There's always going to be positive and negative news articles everywhere in every single market. Typically, they are more, the articles or the headlines are typically more negative. They report more negative news, and we do see that in the mainstream media as well. But yeah, we do see Bitcoin, you know, get affected by these, and it's important not to always look at these headlines. Obviously, you want to see what's up in the news, but also take a look at the positive stuff that's happening. Don't get too negative in the market. Obviously, you don't want to be too positive as well, but, you know, focus. The media wants you to tend to focus on the negatives of things. That's why I like to look at CoinDesk or Cointelegraph, those articles, or YouTube videos like mine or other YouTubers that typically have a or try to have an unbiased opinion, I guess. There's websites like CNBC or you know, MSN or whatever, or Yahoo Finance. They typically go off the negative side of Bitcoin because they don't like it. Truly, they don't like it because, you know, they're taking away from, they're going against the system, like I said. So, yeah. Another thing I want to mention about why I do think Bitcoin is not doing too hot too is the psychological factors in the 100-day and 200-day moving average. So see all the 100-day moving average, it couldn't really maintain above it. And we saw it fall to the 200-day, and then it couldn't even maintain above the 200-day. So struggling to go and be below the 200-day. If I could pull up the whole chart, I would. But since it's not on a presentation, I can't really go too in depth with it. But as you can see, the RSI is oversold for once in a very, very long time for Bitcoin. Alongside, we haven't been below the 200-day in Bitcoin in a very long time, guys. And below the 100-day is even huge too. I don't have the 50-day on here because I have to pay, you know, premium to get, you know, the whatever. I don't even want to talk about it. But anyways, essentially, I'm limited to that aspect. And the 100-day and the 200-day are struggling to maintain support levels, but I do think if Bitcoin does go up, we'll see it go up to pretty big highs because we typically see the market flow from these moving averages, since we like to find a good mean or medium in the market. Like I said, back to the psychological factors. So yeah. But this is very, very worrisome. I was very worried when it could maintain above the 50-day, and when I saw it go to the 100-day, I was like, okay, it's going to support in the 100-day. Don't worry, guys. Then I went to the 200-day. So I was wrong. Everyone was wrong. No one really, truly predicted this unless you really sold at a decent price. So, yeah. So, guys, here's the market now, and there's a couple things I want to point out. This is actually up to date. It might not be exactly what you guys see right now, but when I'm making this video, this is the market now. We see a good rebound. And we're kind of getting that, you know, the hope back, but it might be just a dead cat bounce from or people actually buying at these cheap prices that we got, and I'll get to that in a second. But as you can see, if we look at each little 7-day little price graph right there, that's Bitcoins, for example, we do see they're all very similar. And this goes, like I said, altcoins follow Bitcoin always. We always see that happen. Look at all these graphs right here. They're all very, very similar, and more arrows are being put up in my videos in the way. But anyways, we do see that all these graphs are basically entirely similar. We don't see, you know, there's not really major differences in these graphs, in the top 13 at least. And that's because the main altcoins always follow Bitcoin, guys. Just keep that in mind, guys. Don't blame, you can blame Bitcoin for your losses, I guess, but the only time a coin doesn't really follow Bitcoin is when it has its own like little community, I guess, or like a strong I guess a hodling community. I don't know what to call it, but more so, I do think, you know, if the price of Bitcoin falls, this is all based off USD price, by the way. It typically will fall with Bitcoin, and that's what you saw at the top 13 coins right here. And I don't want to say these coins are bad projects at all. All of them are great projects. I'm just saying if Bitcoin falls, it's most likely going to tumble down with it. So unfortunately, Bitcoin has this, you know, these chains tied up to all of these altcoins. And they basically go wherever Bitcoin goes, but unfortunately that is how it is now. I hope it changes in the future, since that's because we have BTC pairings and Ethereum pairings as well connected to these altcoins, and we can't really buy these altcoins directly with cash. So we're waiting for that aspect to be kind of brought into the market before we see the market kind of, or each altcoin be individually, you know, priced at a reasonable, you know, USD valuation, besides being locked up to Bitcoin. So yeah, unfortunately, that'll probably come in the future. Although as Bitcoin trading pairs gets less popular, although I do think Ethereum trading pairs will only get more popular, and then it'll be locked onto the Ethereum. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyways, We're gonna get into what you could have gotten, buying at these dips. And like I said earlier, you want to buy low and sell high. So when you buy low, these are the prices you could buy low at, from yesterday at least. Not right now, but you could have gotten if you really wanted to buy low. First off is Icon, and I'm going to go over these prices. We have Bitcoin and Ripple. I'm going to talk about these three first, and I'll go into another three. So you could have gotten Icon at 250. Holy shit, guys. I know Icon, I'll get into another video probably tomorrow about Icon more in depth, because you guys probably have a bunch of questions because I'm a big Icon, shill. But yeah, Icon, like I said, you could have gotten at 250, which is basically Black Friday. We have Bitcoin. You could have got $6,000 Bitcoin, guys. I do think it almost hit the 5,000 mark. I don't think it got there quite yet, maybe on some websites. But you could have gotten Bitcoin at 6K. Imagine that, when it was almost 20K not too long ago. Icon at nearly 12, 13 bucks. We see Ripple at 58 cents. Ripple was at $3, $4 not too long ago. So, I mean, if you guys, I know a lot of you guys like Ripple. I don't personally like it, but I know a lot of people do, so I put that in there. You could get, you could still get a cheap price, right now, but you could have gotten at 58 cents. We have Binance Coin, which is in Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. Another than 3 picks that I put on here that I thought were really, really cheap. $5.50 for Binance Coin, great cryptocurrency. You guys should go check it out. Basically, it's used on their platform. We have Litecoin at $100, which is crazy too, and Bitcoin Cash at $7.50, which I thought was absolutely nuts. Bitcoin Cash will probably do very, very good in the next bull run, in my opinion, but I don't want to make any predictions right now since we're in a bear market right now, and I don't really know how long the depression is going to last for, but we'll have to wait and see. So, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This is kind of a reminder that, you guys stay level-headed when these markets are doing bad. I would appreciate if you guys would hit that subscribe button down below. I spent a lot of time creating the slideshow, and I'm planning on doing more slides in the future since you guys kind of like it. I like making slides as well, so it's kind of a win-win situation. So, stay level-headed, guys. Make sure you guys, check out the links below, Discord, Patreon, whatever you guys want to go check out. And I'll be back with daily videos starting, today or tomorrow, I guess, when I upload this tomorrow. So I might do 2 videos a day. I might double upload. I don't know. I'm kind of upload whenever I kind of want to. I'm not going to really have a schedule. And so, yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Take care, guys. Peace out. And stay level-headed. All right.